Hey everyone, Rosemarie Havsom back again to help you take full control of your life by what you choose to put at the end of your fork. Let's get into it. So it's the time of the season where we have every single reason to overindulge, but we're going to go into this season of holidays with a lot more information so that you're armed against the temptations that are all around us. So let's talk about salt. We talked about sugar last time. Let's talk about salt. The thing with salt is that salt is in almost everything that we eat. And when it comes to seasonal foods, that's where the danger is presenting even more. Let's get really focused. And what we're talking about are your seasonings. What are you using to spice up your foods in order to make that special dish that is your signature dish for the holidays? Read your labels when it comes to seasoning your foods. If the condiments that you're using have their first ingredient as salt, then you need to not even bother to use it. Because what's going to happen is if you get into the habit of reading all of your nutrition labels when it comes to condiments and seasonings, then you'll see that a lot of what we're using to season our food and to get that turkey going is not good because it's filled with salt and fillers, and that's really wreaking havoc on your body and your immune system. What happens is when you have too much salt, especially table salt and other salt versions that are always hidden in spices and in nutrition labels when it comes to condiments, the problem with that is that it creates inflammation in the body. When you have too much salt in the body uses what it needs, and then it's looking for a place to store the extra. And if there isn't a place that's readily available, it causes inflammation on a cellular level. And what that means is that it causes irritation and swelling and retention of water in places where you don't want water to be retained. These all come about as symptoms of inflammation. As a result of inflammation, you have things like high blood pressure presenting itself, you have high cholesterol, you have weight gain, and you have type 2 diabetes from inflammation. Now, the thing with salt is that if you can really focus in on, okay, instead of using all of these high salt seasonings, a better choice is to get real spices. Get some real thyme, some real rosemary, some real whatever it is that you like, use it because it's important to use the seasonings that are there for us. Some pepper, some cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is so powerful and it's a great addition to any seasoning. It has a bit of a burn, but I mean, you can use it sparingly, but it has a great medicinal benefits and powers to it. Other things that you can use instead of salt are fresh herbs. If you can get fresh instead of dried herbs, that's even better because the power and the beautiful aroma of fresh herbs are like second to none. It brings out a taste level that you wouldn't normally find in the profile of just a regular seasoning because with the regular bottle seasonings, they have to add so much salt in order to force the flavor, to say nothing of the artificial flavors that are in there as well. So when it comes to your seasonings, if you can use fresh herbs, fresh spices, fresh is the way to go because it really knocks things up a notch. So if you can use things like real onions instead of onion powder, real garlic instead of garlic powder, adds a different taste and a different flavor note to your food. Try it and see. Garlic is also a great tenderizer for meat, and it's also an amazing antiviral, antifungal, beautiful root herb. So that's something that you should have in your pantry. Oh, and by the way, yes, keep it in the pantry, not in your fridge, because you don't want that beautiful allicin is what it's called, is the compound that's in garlic that gives it its smell and it also gives it its power. So that is something that you want to really make sure that you make use of. Now, a lot of people say, I don't really like the taste or having the breath from eating garlic. So a great trick is to chop it up ahead of time, set it aside covered, and then when you're ready to use it, then use it. Once you've chopped it up, it allows the allicin and the other beautiful essences of garlic to escape a little bit more so that you don't have that bitter aftertaste or that very yeah, very smelly aftertaste. A beautiful way to get rid of that is also to eat parsley, fresh parsley right after, and that will neutralize garlic breath in any time. So garlic is really useful. Real onions are very useful too. And again, onions are very powerful when it comes to your immune function as well as garlic. So use those liberally. And again, onions are best if you don't keep them in the fridge, if you keep them in a cool, dark place and use them as you need them. It's a really powerful, powerful veggie. The other thing to remember too when it comes to salt is that salt is in almost everything. And when you get used to reading your labels and you realize that, oh, this has this much salt and that has that much salt, and if it's adding up to more than the 2,300 milligrams of your daily recommended amount of sodium a day, you're in trouble just from a couple of shakes of a seasoning. So keep that in mind and try to substitute out some of those bottled seasonings for fresh herbs and spices, and you won't miss the taste because it tastes just as good, if not better. Give your taste buds a chance to taste something great this holiday season and something that will do good for your body as well. So if you have any questions about how to make your food flavorful without missing the taste of all of the high salt seasonings, then drop a message below. Let me know. What are some of your secrets that you've used as well? Please share it as well. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and come back next time for when we're back to talk about how you can continue to take full control of your life. I'm Rosemarie Havsom. See you next time. Bye.